Guys, it's 2022, as you and I both know, and it is near next to impossible to please gamers nowadays. I mean, let's be honest, let's be frank. The games have been pretty stale. They haven't been very consistent. There's been like Elden Ring, Resident Evil Village, when we're talking like specifically single-player games with stories, and that have linear gameplay. And then, I mean, you could get into like the whole MMOs and trying to relive your childhood, but we're not gonna do that in this video. But as you can guess by the title of this video, we are going to talk about how the staleness has really built up an anger, and it's hard enough to please us gamers, so we've taken to Twitter apparently, and we've decided to harass game developers for not developing our games, our favorite games, and our sequels on time. Specifically, the one I am talking about is Santa Monica Studios. If we scroll up here, there was an article published, and you probably have seen this in your Twitter or on Reddit recently, because it's just literally been all over the place. Because Santa Monica Studios, the director, and a lot of the devs behind the team of God of War, making God of War Ragnarok, well, there hasn't been updates on specifically when the game is going to launch, and it's created a furious parade of gamers just with pitchforks and, ready to kill on sight. It's just insane. So there's an article put out because of this. And really what it comes down to is PlayStation, because it's a PlayStation pretty much exclusive game. The publisher, which is PlayStation, sets out these deadlines, and developers have to meet these deadlines. And sometimes there's miscommunication because things on the dev side are not going to line up with the publisher's release dates. So then what they do is they keep putting out these release dates to the public when they really shouldn't make any of these announcements at all, because it's still in development. And it creates this massage of minutia of noise out there, to say the least, where you have people who are expecting a game that's going to be coming out in 2022, but they're not getting a date. Then they're getting upset because they're not getting a trailer, and they're promised a trailer by the publisher, aka PlayStation, but the devs are telling PlayStation, hey, we're not ready to put out a trailer yet, or we're not ready to give updates yet. We're still working on the game and these increment things that we're trying to fix, etc. And so people are getting furious, and they're going to the publisher, but they're also going to the developers, and they're freaking out. And I mean, you could just go through a lot of the comments in here. Some people do get it and do understand that a lot of the problems are put on the pressures of the publisher putting the dates that are expected for the devs to release the game or release updates, but it's just not ready yet. So some people do get it, but a lot of people seem to not get it at all. Like, there's one comment here, it says, we got nothing against developers, we actually salute them. It's the big publishers that don't give them enough time to finish the product. Yeah, and then you have another comment, but people also complain that, like, when Sony is giving them time to develop God of War Ragnarok without setting a release date, people complain about it instead. I'm convinced people just want something to complain about. So pretty much to people that actually understand it. But then people are like, hey, you should just say you're going to release it in 2023. When the dev said that it's not delayed. It's just they're still working on the game. It's still a game that is in development. And then you have people like this, release finished products then, right here, of course. And this is just, it's like a back and forth of tug of war where nobody's literally going to win. And if gamers got what they wanted, which gamers at the end of the day don't even know what they want, because when they think they know what they want, if they wanted the game to be released right now and it's still in development, well, you're going to have an incomplete game with bugs and things, and then they're going to go back to the whole, you should have never made a sequel to the game, the second game is a piece of shit, it doesn't work out that well, the story. Well, that's because, if you wanted the game now, it's still in development and it's not complete. So if you want what you had in God of War, which if you haven't played it, is a fantastic, phenomenal game. An amazing story, an amazing immersive experience. Probably one of the best games that's ever come out in the last 10 years. Like, it's a really good game. If you want that same experience to carry off into the sequel, Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of back and forth and false release dates out there, but when devs have made tweets on occasion that the game is not being delayed, they're still developing the game, but it's expected to come out sometime in 2022, and you're not getting your release date that you want them to spit out because they don't have a specific date that they can tell you and tell their publisher PlayStation of when it's going to be ready. They haven't yet been able to do that. I mean, you can't go out there and get all mad and pissy. I mean, to me, it's just so dumb. It is so dumb. It's just a bunch of gamers raging because they're not getting what they want. And again, I can side with them on the whole getting mad and frustrated over, well, there's supposed to be a trailer reveal, but there wasn't for E3, and then PlayStation Showcase, they gave no updates, not even anything, not even Corey could have gone on the mic and said something that they were doing behind the scenes just to give us a glimmer of hope so that we know it's going to come out this year. Well, we know it's going to come out this year. They didn't say it's going to come out in 2023. And hell, even if it did come out in 2023, it's going to be such a good game that when you get it, it's going to be worth the wait. Last thing we need is rushed games that are just not finished the developed stages. We've seen pretty much that with Cyberpunk, which is ironic because it took a long time in development. I guess they just missed a lot of stuff, but we're not getting into that in this video. But as you can see here, there was a published article on the videogameschronicle.com saying, treat developers with human decency and respect, the God of War director urges, which is Corey Barlog's statement. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Barlog's statement. Because him and his dev team at Santa Monica Studios, they've been receiving a lot of hate and a lot of criticism because gamers are mad they haven't released a date on specifics and haven't been giving updates on what's going on, and they want to see their gameplay. They want to see another trailer. It's like, holy hell, dude. It is oil and fire. It's insane. But as you can see here, later, after retweeting the news that Return to Monkey Island director Ron Gilbert will no longer be posting about the game because of online abuse, Barlog again expressed his wish for the community to behave more respectfully, replying to a follower who said he blamed journalists and insiders who had claimed the date reveal would be today. Barlog replied, "Don't. The answer is not to find someone to blame or focus hate on. Maybe just pay it forward and treat people with things that decency." Yeah, so again, to sum it up, these devs are literally just getting hate because they haven't been able to release a fine deadline date to their publisher PlayStation to announce, and PlayStation has said in previous tweets, I guess, this is what's raged people, that hey, they're gonna get a new trailer, hey, they're gonna get a date reveal, when devs haven't released any of that info and haven't said anything on the matter. There's been nothing from the devs on that. So people are freaking out on the devs to give that information to PlayStation so that they can get updates. It's insane. It says right here, God of War Ragnarok was originally scheduled to release in 2021, but last June, Santa Monica Studios said it has been delayed to 2022 to help the studio deliver a top quality game while maintaining the safety and well-being of its team. Wow, how ironic. And they're getting hate for that. To be honest, because God of War Ragnarok or God of War came out in 2018, and apparently that game had been in development for 6 or 7 years or something like that. It had been in development for a while. I think it was 6 years or something. I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. I would have expected, because well, I get they have things that they can work on in the background on top of what they made from the predecessor, God of War. But for Ragnarok, I would expect the game, I would be happy if the game came out in 2024, 2025. To me, it doesn't matter on how long the game takes, especially if the first game was really good and you want that for the second game. It shouldn't matter. It takes however long it takes. Let the devs do their thing. Let them sort out bugs. Let them make the gaming experience immersive and just as good as the first one, if not better. And if you don't get it when you get it, no need to be pissy. All right? That's all I gotta say. Yeah, it's just kind of weird.